XCT again, and still talking to Rufus Kennedy. So you came down with that polio at what age?
2.
And
2 years old.
And you were back and forth to Phoenix?
Yeah, well, not until I got in about I think it was the fifth grade they started, and I went about 3 years there off and on. I'd go there and stay six weeks, and I'd come back and stay about a month, and then go back and stay another 6 weeks, and they kept operating. And I think they operated on me 5 times trying to fix that leg. Finally, they give up. They put in some pig bleeders to try to shorten up I could pick up my foot instead of. What would happen when I pick up my foot would just drop down like.
So, how old were you when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt called you on the phone?
I was in 3rd grade.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'll bet you're one of a not very big number of people that can say, I talked to the President of the United States.
Yeah, there's a hospital, a crippled children's hospital. There was built sort of like a screened-in porch, and on one side of the girls, one side of the boys. And on his birthday, they called him or he called us, and we all got to talk to him, and it didn't rush us or anything. We could talk as long as we wanted to, and he was quite a talker. We must have talked to 5 minutes. It was just me, and I was one of about 10 kids in there.
And he talked to each one of you.
Talked to each one of us.
And I think almost everybody knows that Franklin Roosevelt himself had polio.
Right, he was in a wheelchair.
So he had a lot of empathy for the kids, and I don't know if he called hospitals all over America or not, but I think that's one heck of a nice thing to know about a president that had a lot of responsibility, that he'd take time to cheer up some kids, because I bet he didn't say anything that was a downer.
No, he had us all laughing.
Had you laughing.
Yeah. And he had that booming voice, you know. I don't know how to describe it, but you know how you see him give them speeches over TV. Well, that's why he talked to us on the.
Well, I just, when you mentioned that the other day, I just couldn't even imagine it. You know, the presidents seem to be so busy and so scheduled, you know, that they hardly even have time, it seems to me, to be family people, let alone call a bunch of kids and cheer them up that had that young disease that he really knew a lot about.
Well, I believe it seemed to me like that's been a long time ago, but it seemed to me like he was on the phone at least 30 minutes or maybe even 45 minutes.
Well, were the nurses and so on, were they all excited for you?
Everybody was running around there hollering, shh, be quiet. Whoever was talking, who was talking.
That's really neat.
We also got to talk to his wife.
Oh, is that right?
On the phone.
Is that right?
When what was her name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor, as well. Yeah. She was on another phone, and I guess she's trying to help him along or something, because she talked. But we all wanted to talk to the president himself. We didn't want to talk to her.
You chauvinist boys.
Right.
But they probably did call the girl's side too.
Yes, sir. That day.
On that day. And you say he did that on his birthday?
Yeah, it was his birthday.
His birthday, and that is his celebration. I think a little more of the president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, for what he did for kids with polio, and bless him, he probably knew more about polio at that time than about anybody in the country.
Yeah.
So we'll close that, but congratulations on being a man that talks to presidents.